the Muskegon City Commission meeting for January 12, 2016. Before we begin the formal proceedings, I'd like to invite up Reverend Jim Vanderhaar from First Congregational Church to lead us in prayer, and that'll be led, then we'll be led in the Pledge of Allegiance, if I can get that out, my frozen cheeks. So please, Reverend Tim.
Thank you, Mayor. First Congregational Church is known to a lot of folks as the breakfast church, but because we do a Saturday breakfast every week, but we also have Tuesday evening community youth programming, which keeps me from being here most of the time. So this is the first time in a long time I've said yes to the invite that goes out to everybody every year, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you. Let's pray. O God, in whom we live and move and have our being, from whom we come and to whom we return, we call upon your presence to bless and to guide us. But from whence does that presence come? Truly you are to be found in the farthest reaches of the universe, but your image is also present within us. Help those here gathered to call upon that divine spark of creativity and love within them, so that words may be spoken and decisions made that honor the dignity of each person, that serve truth and the common good for the benefit of all. This we ask of you, by whatever name we know. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Reverend. May we have the roll call, please?
Mayor Gowron,
Here.
Vice Mayor Hood,
Here.
Commissioner Warren. Here. Commissioner German,
Here.
Commissioner Winsome-Sibiga,
Here.
Commissioner Turnquist,
Here.
Commissioner Johnson.
Here. Thank you. We do have some honors and awards this evening. We'll take care of that. Any folks here from Catholic Central tonight that made it through the snow? Raise your hand. Come on up. Coach Zerwan, how the heck are you? Good to see you. Gentlemen. Good to see you all. Is this all there is to the team?
Or the seniors that made it out tonight.
Oh, okay. If I could have you come around this way so that everybody can see your handsome and buff visages. So, it is a pleasure to have you all out here this evening. These are representatives of the Crusaders. Once again, you brought it home. And being an alumni, it means a lot for me too. I was in the musicals. I was the asthmatic kid. I didn't do the sports gig, but I had the inhaler. So, but I rooted. But it is a great joy and honor to be able to present this certificate of recognition, whereas it gives me a great deal of pleasure to express to all members of the Muskegon Catholic Central Crusaders football team our sincere admiration for an exciting, hard-fought, and successful season. And whereas, under the guidance of Coach Steve Zerwan, we congratulate the Muskegon Catholic Central Crusaders football team on their 2015 State Division VIII championship. And whereas this fine team of young men demonstrated an outstanding spirit of dedication, enthusiasm, and hard work. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Gowron, speaking on behalf of the entire commission and the entire community, deem it an honor and a pleasure to present this certificate of recognition to Muskegon Catholic Central Crusaders for a remarkable year in football. Congratulations. And we got something for you to hang on the wall at home.
All right.
So, How's that? They keep on collecting these. And don't drop it first. So, but hey, congratulations and seniors, right? Where you got it after this? Okay, that's fine. I didn't know either. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Undecided as well.
Fantastic.
Undecided. Still undecided.
A spontaneous group. Come here, you guys. Real good, real good. Yeah. You can either stay and watch the proceedings, or you can go home and have dinner.
I just want to say a few words. Thanks to Mayor Gowan, thanks to the city commissioners here for this honor and having us here. I know it's our third year in a row, but it never gets old, and especially because of the hard work and the dedication of the seniors. We only had 7 seniors this year on the football team. 4 are able to be here tonight. I just want to point them out. Nate Jones, who started at linebacker and tight end for us. Chase Simpson, who started at offensive tackle. Brody Keefe, who started at outside linebacker. And then Savion Thompson, who also was a linebacker and started at tight end for us. So I just thank you guys for the honor tonight, and I'm just proud to be here representing the school. Thank you.
Ms. Brubaker-Clark, you have an announcement of an addition to our household, do you not? Well, come right on up.
I would like to introduce, we are lucky enough to have an intern with us. I wish she could stay for longer than she will, but this is Chalice Riley. Come on up, Chalice. She's from the University of Cincinnati, and you might wonder how we got somebody from way down in Cincinnati, but yeah, it's the mayor. You want to tell them how that came about?
Sure. This past summer, I had a, oh, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Where was I? This past summer, I was contacted by Dr. Leah Holstein from the University of Cincinnati's School of Urban Studies. And they were hosting a regional Mayor's Institute on Urban Design. And I was invited and joined 8 other mayors from around the United States to talk about key issues facing our particular towns, and meeting with the academic staff from the school and specific experts in different fields regarding urban design and development. Sat down for 3 days and did a lot of hard work and self-studies, and had a great old time, and got a handle on some of the things that we can do. I'm not as smart as Ellen or Dave or anybody else in downtown, but I came back a little bit smarter and very refreshed, and it was a great time. So when you see Dr. Holstein and Dr. Kickert, let them know I send my best regards, okay? And make sure I'm as smart as they thought I was when they sent me home.
I just will add, yeah, we were fortunate enough when they came up here actually to see Muskegon and the project area that they'd be presenting on, asked if we ever had interns here, and thanks to all of you, we actually do have an internship program now as of our last budget approval last summer. And so we started talking about that in their program. It's a really nice program for their planning department. They actually go for 5 years. And 2 of those semesters they take as internships somewhere where that's all they're doing those 2 semesters. So they're getting real hands-on experience. And one of the major things Chalice is going to be working on, and already started as of starting yesterday, is our redevelopment ready community certification, which we've kind of had on the back burner because we're so busy with everything else. And that's her baby now. So we hope by April that will all be done. And she's already started that process, so you'll see her around, and say hi when you do, please. Thank you.
Very good. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, the experience was, I'll be taking time to share the results of the experience, but one of the best parts was hearing from these experts in the field how far ahead Muskegon is compared to even some of the larger municipalities throughout the United States. Some of the things they pointed out was our streetscaping and building design that has occurred since the restoration of the Western Avenue corridor and tributaries is exceptional. They all got very excited about our form-based code. They all got copies of that, our new parking plan. They were even excited about things that certain people here tonight aren't too excited about, but the business improvement district and how those are beneficial to downtown development and enhancements. One remark by a former university professor from the U of M and now an international architectural firm owner looked at all of our resources, what we're engaged in, our neighborhood associations, just the amount of energy that citizens put into this city. And he said, you know, you're not a city of 38,000. He says, you can be a city of 380,000. He says, you have that many resources and that much dedication on the part of so many of your people. So it was great kudos to all of you here and all the citizens of the city of Muskegon. So with that, we'll revisit in the future. May we have the consent agenda, please?
Approval of minutes, City Clerk, summary request. To approve minutes of the December 7th, 2015 work session meeting, the December 8th, 2015 City Commission meeting, the December 16th, 2015 Special Commission meeting, and the January 4th, 2016 organizational meeting. Staff recommendation, approval of the minutes. Approval of a Neighborhood Enterprise Zone Certificate, Planning Economic Development, summary request. An application for a Neighborhood Enterprise Zone Certificate has been received from John and Jeannie Platt for the new construction of a home at 333 Terrace Point Circle. The property is located in a neighborhood enterprise zone for new construction. The application states that the estimated cost for construction will be $395,323. The applicant has met local and state requirements for the issuance of the NEZ certificate. Approval or denial by the City Commission is required within 60 days of the application date and must be forwarded to the State Tax Commission. Staff recommendation, approval of the NEZ certificate. Sale of a portion of the property at 1690 Creston Street, Planning Economic Development. Summary request. Staff is seeking approval to sell a portion of the buildable industrial zone lot at 1690 Creston Street to the adjacent business, Production Fabricators Incorporated at 1608 Creston Street, which is located in Muskegon Township. They are seeking to expand their business into this lot with a building addition. They're requesting to purchase about 40% of the 2.45 acre lot and to also retain a 60 feet by 180 feet access easement on the remaining parcel for truck access. By creating the easement on the lot instead of selling this portion of the land, it will allow the remaining lot to meet the minimum lot standards for a buildable lot. The city leases space to Muskegon Central Dispatch on the current lot for the communications tower located on site. The portion of the land to be sold will not interfere with the portion leased by Muskegon Central Dispatch. Production Fabricators has offered $15,000 for the portion of the lot. Planning Commission approved the site plan for the building addition contingent upon the sale of the lot at their December 2015 meeting. Staff recommendation, approval and signature of the purchase agreement, easement agreement, and resolution. Operations Management Contract for Kitchen 242, Pioneer Resources, and City of Muskegon, Planning and Economic Development. Summary request. The city contracted with Pioneer Resources to provide operations management of the Farmers Market Commercial Kitchen, Kitchen 242, in May of 2014. The contract technically expired several months ago, although Pioneer Resources continues to provide operations management. The new one-year contract will start January 15th of 2016. Staff recommendation to approve the contract and authorize the mayor and clerk signatures. Lease agreement between EnviroLogic and City of Muskegon Planning Economic Development. Summary request. EnviroLogic, headquartered in Kalamazoo, has provided environmental site assessment services for the city over the past several years. Most recently, they were granted the contract for the U.S. EPA site assessment grant. Since they will be in the City of Muskegon frequently over the next few years while providing site assessment services for the grant, they have agreed and desire to have a satellite office in the city. The lease will allow EnviroLogic to have their Muskegon satellite location at City Hall. The space allocated will be approximately 100 square feet in the CNS department. However, it may be moved if that space is needed for another use in the future. Staff recommendation to approve the lease and authorize the mayor and clerk's signature. MDOT City amending the agreement for Muskegon and Webster Engineering. Summary request. Authorize staff to sign the amendment to the agreement with Michigan Department of Transportation extending the completion date of the project to May 27, 2016 instead of the December 31, 2015 date in the original agreement, and adopt a resolution authorizing Mohammed El Shatel to execute said amendment. Staff recommendation, authorize staff to sign the agreement contract amendment. Approval of 285 West Western preliminary expenses, city manager. Summary request. As part of the potential redevelopment of 285 West Western Avenue, the city of Muskegon will be required to submit a new updated application to the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. To accomplish this, a number of items need to be completed, including updating the architectural drawings, updated cost estimates, and updated project performance. Further, there are a number of safety and security improvements needed at the vacant building, including boarding broken windows and addressing roof drainage issues. City staff is requesting permission to expend up to $45,000 in pre-construction expenses at 285 West Western Avenue to prepare the MEDC application, bid the project, and address a number of pressing security and safety items. Staff recommendation to authorize staff to expend up to $45,000 in pre-construction expenses related to the redevelopment of 285 West Western Avenue and to suspend the purchasing policy as it relates to the $45,000. Approval of trade service procurement 2016 proposals for CNS, Community Neighborhood Services. Summary request to approve the following trades services procured through sealed bid proposals producing the lowest responsible bidder. Appraisals, Midwest Real Estate Services. Building contractor, Custom Exteriors. Electrical contractor, Belasco Electric. Mechanical contractor, Accurate Mechanical Services. Plumbing contractor, Brett Nordhoff Plumbing. Property maintenance, Walker Handyman Enterprises. Realtor, Greenridge Realty Incorporated. Specification writer, Hager Consulting LLC. Structural engineer surveyor, West Shore Consulting. Staff recommendation to approve the procured trades contractors and services provided for community neighborhood services during 2016 with possible one-year extension. Assessing agreement, city manager, summary request. Staff would like to continue utilizing Muskegon County Equalization as our assessor. The proposed agreement will be for 5 years beginning July 1st, 2016, but may be terminated with 90 days written notice. The agreement calls for an annual base fee of $320,000 with a 2% increase annually. Staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and clerk to sign the agreement. Liquor license request, Rackets, 446 Western Avenue. Public safety, summary request. The Muskegon Police Department has received an application for temporary authorization from Downtown Pinnacles Properties, DBA Rackets Downtown Grill, for a charity event scheduled for February 4th, 2016 to February 6th, 2016. The liquor license request is to include Western Avenue between 3rd and 4th Streets. Spirits will be served. The State of Michigan Liquor Control Commission is asking for local commission approval for use of the city street before the license is issued. This request. Staff recommendation, approval of the request. LED sign at the Farmers Market, engineering. Summary request. Authorize staff to enter into an agreement with All Signs LLC out of Muskegon to purchase and install an LED digital sign at the Farmers Market using a 16mm lighting system to enhance visibility for a cost of $29,550. All Signs is being recommended as a result of the bid tabulation. Staff recommendation, authorize staff to enter into an agreement with All Signs LLC. Community Relations Committee recommendations for various city boards and committees. City Clerk, summary request. Accept the recommendations from the Community Relations Committee and appoint to the Board of Review Tracy Webb and Don Corral. Citizens Police Review Board, David Bucala, Ruby Clark, Phyllis Loudermill, and Quentin Cooley. Citizens District Council, Thomas Pastor, Kim McDonald, and Jeffrey Burr. Construction Board of Appeals, Chad Grinwis, Harold Callender, and Michael McFall. Downtown Development Authority, Michael Cleveland and Paul Edbrook. Election Commission, Wanda Matzi. Equal Opportunity Committee, Rosie Buchanan, Charlotte Johnson, and Betty Cheeks. Historic District Commission, Andrea Riegler and Karen Panozzo. Housing Code Board of Appeals, Ed Simmons and Gregory Borgman. Housing Commission, Rosie May Walker. Income Tax Board of Review, Jason Meekoff. Local Development Finance Authority, Andy Whipple and Jason Meekoff. Local Officers Compensation Commission, Virgie Jackson. Zoning Board of Appeals, Stephen Warmington. Accept the resignation of Charles Anderson from the Citizens Police Review Board and David Wagner from the Citizens District Council. Staff recommendation, approval.
Thank you. Commissioners, you've heard the consent agenda as presented. Are there any items you wish to have removed for further discussion?
Item D. D is in Dan.
Dan? That's a good one.
Item K.
Any others? Mr. Johnson?
Seeing no others, I'd like to move to approve the consent agenda as read minus items D and K.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Johnson, seconded by Commissioner German to accept the consent agenda as presented minus item D and item K. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Hood,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner German,
Yes.
Commissioner Rinsema Sibiga.
Yes.
Commissioner Turnquist.
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Mayor Gallman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Commissioner Rinsema Savinga?
Sure, I would like to move to approve the contract with Pioneer Resources regarding Kitchen 242 and authorize the mayor and clerk's signatures.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Rinsema Savinga, supported by Commissioner Johnson, to approve the contract for Kitchen 242 Pioneer Resources in the city of Muskegon and to authorize the mayor and clerk's signatures. Commissioner?
Yeah, I saw that Greg Scott, I think the director of Pioneer Resources, was here, so I thought maybe he could talk a little bit about what they're doing there and what this agreement does.
Hi, Greg. As long as you're here, come on up. And then you can yell at them later for making you do that. If we could just have your name and your address.
My name is Greg Scott. I live at 3485 Lake Dunes Drive in the city. I'd be happy to answer any questions. We entered into this contract last April or May, when the kitchen was first completed. And we've been entertaining potential users there. We've been promoting the educational use of the kitchen. We struggled a little bit to get an entrepreneurial presence down there, but we've had great success with the educational component. It was just released today, a series of classes that goes on into June, and some of them are selling out. I know that the YMCA of Grand Rapids just announced they're going to use the kitchen for the Cooking Matters class, and filled up in 5 hours. So I think the educational piece is going really well, and we'll continue to work on the attracting caterers and other users of the kitchen. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Greg? If not, thank you.
I will. One question.
How
How many entrepreneurs have come through there thus far? I remember seeing Marie's Italian last summer at the farmer's market.
We hope, our agency holds a license to operate out of the kitchen. We do not have any other regular users at this time.
At this time, do you know how many have gone through altogether since it opened?
I wasn't, 10 or 12?
10 or 12.
The trouble we're having is that as they get into looking at the potential use of the kitchen, it's much less expensive for them to work under the cottage food laws. Because the entry into, if you're producing food for sale to the public out of a licensed kitchen, the licensing is much more expensive, which it's all done to protect our public health, but it is one of the barriers.
Vice Mayor?
Not a question, but I'd just like to make a comment. I was part of that, the
Iron Chef for kids.
Iron Chef, what was it?
It was an Iron Chef,
Iron Chef,
for
that's
for
right.
kids. We did it at Christmas.
And just to see all these kids working and baking, they were actually mixing everything and baking. I seen a little girl, she had a knife, she was cutting the apple. And I just thought that was great. I mean, it was a great experience, and I just want to say it was a great job.
We appreciate you being a judge, and we made you eat a lot of desserts that day.
Not that I need them.
Very good. Anything else? Thanks, Greg. Any other questions, comments?
I just have a quick comment.
Yes.
Just on that same note, I think it's really impressive that the variety of classes, I know you've done pasta making, I know there's kids classes, kids competitions, families where it's parents and kids, so just thank you for making it such a diverse group of classes. I think it's a huge, huge benefit for our city, so thanks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner German?
Yes.
Commissioner Ritz-Muskegon?
Yes.
Commissioner Turnquist?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Mayor Gowron?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hood?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Commissioner German, item K.
Yes, I move to authorize staff to enter into an agreement with All Signs LLC.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner German, seconded by the Vice Mayor, to authorize staff to enter into an agreement with All Signs LLC. Commissioner German.
Yeah, okay, I just wanted to know if there was a representative to present this presentation for a sign that we're looking to purchase. I asked for some a rendering of the sign, and Mr. Muhammad showed me one, but I just kind of wanted to get some specs on exactly what all it entailed.
Just, if you don't mind, to share, this is, while this is not the exact sign, it is somewhat representative of what we will get, and it's superimposed over at the farmer's market location. That's not the location, if you recall, that we discussed yesterday. What we had discussed yesterday was the Terrace and Market Street, if you remember, unless you guys have any objections to that. As far as the specs that we're talking about, I mean, I can read them out loud to you, or I can share them with you. They're what they call 16 millimeter LED signs. I'm not so sure there's anybody in here from Oh, she's right there. We invited all the companies that submitted a bid. If you'd like to hear from the company,
She's from
I believe she's, yeah.
Are you
she's
from All
the ones-
Signs? Oh, okay, if you would like to come on up, I would appreciate that very much.
Molly, can you pass that?
Yeah, sorry.
Good evening.
Hello.
If we
how
could
are
just
you?
have your name and
I
your
am
company's
Patty
name.
Chapkus. I'm with All Signs. I did bring a letter with me from Hyoko, who is the manufacturer of the LED sign itself. And I can read it to you, or I can pass it around for you to look at. But Hyoko has been in business for over 24 years. They are also one of the largest LED manufacturers. They are the largest in the quick service restaurant industry. They are a preferred vendor to Burger King, Chick-fil-A, ABC Outdoor, Time Warner, and hundreds of McDonald's and Wendy's, bank chains, stadiums, churches, and schools. Hyoko has done all of them. Hyoko is a US-based corporation that does global work. All the displays are designed and engineered in the US. Most of the innovations we introduced 20 years ago are standard in the industry now. From product performance to unparalleled back-end support, we do one thing and we do it well. There are some major differences from our competition. We manufacture the cabinet to withstand 150 mile per hour wind load. We use steel to reinforce them. You have unlimited tech support and software updates for the life of the sign, the best tech support on the planet. All LED modules are serviceable from the front without opening the cabinet should one need replacing. They are all 8x8 or 8x16 pixels, so cost is minimal. Most use a 12x12. We use pixels and they are much smaller and less expensive to replace. All connections are gold-plated, so there is no corrosion. We make our own PC, logic, and controller boards, therefore assuring top-quality control. We stock $5 million in parts for the signs we manufacture. There are free weekly webinars every Friday for software training. For the LEDs, which is the biggest part of the sign, they only use Nichia greens and blue, which are the manufacturers. We are the only manufacturers left that uses these in all of our color signs. Our competitors have all gone to Chinese or Korean LEDs. Nichia invented green, blue, and white LED. They have the truest color and the longest lifespan. They are also the most expensive, and that's why the competitors have stopped using them. We use them in all of our color displays, no matter the size or the resolution. Variable pixel, all of our colors display have a variable pixel and pixel sharings, which means that they get enhanced imagery and texting. If you have any questions, you can feel free to call Michael Hayes, and he is the Regional Midwest Manager.
Very good.
Just another question on this rendering here. Is this actually LED screen going to be housed in this case here, where it has a base here and actually a housing up there? Is that a whole case that it's going to be housed in? Or what?
cannot see
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry. Okay.
This,
Okay, that is there are two different signs. This is an identity sign, which is a whole different entity, and this is an LED sign. and
Right.
This is just a base.
Right.
Which holds it, and it's got a cover over the top of it, so it's decorative. This will be LED lit as well,
Okay.
and then it's two signs back to back.
Okay.
It's not just one sign, so they're back to back. If needed, depending on where you're planning on, where we were planning on putting it, where you want, it doesn't matter, but if you want to put it, so where we were thinking was on top of the hill, maybe facing this way and one going this way, but whichever direction we can do it, but it's two signs, it's not just one.
Okay, front and back. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Okay. Any other questions for the representative? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, Commissioner German?
No.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Sherman?
Yes.
Commissioner Ritza-Massiviga?
Yes.
Commissioner Turnquist?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Mayor Gallman?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hood?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Public hearings, please.
Bid special assessment resolution confirming special assessment role, planning and economic development. Summary request. The City Commission approved the creation of a bid special assessment district at the November 24, 2015 meeting, and the special assessment role is now ready to be confirmed. The assessments will go towards various downtown expenditures, including snow removal on sidewalks, spring-fall cleanup and landscaping, holiday decorating, banners and directional signs, marketing, advertising, and art. The bid assessment includes both a Class A and a Class B district. Since the November 24th Commission meeting, the maximum amount to be assessed for Class B properties is $750 rather than the $3,000 that is the maximum assessed for Class A properties. In addition, if the special assessment rule is confirmed, it is requested that the City Commission authorize a loan payment to the bid in the amount of $45,000 to cover initial expenses for the bid until the assessment proceeds are collected. Staff recommendation to approve the resolution approving the confirmation of the special assessment role and authorize the mayor and clerk to sign. In addition, if the special assessment role is approved, to also approve the $45,000 loan to the bid to cover initial expenses.
Thank you. At this time, we'll begin the public hearings. We'll invite members of the public up to give their opinion on the matter or their insight. Each individual is allowed 3 minutes. We do ask for each individual that does approach to come to the podium, and you got to speak right into that microphone. We would ask for your name and address, and as you're presenting, if you see me doing this, that's not a stop, that's a 1-minute sign, okay, during your presentation. So, but before we begin, Ms. Brubaker-Clark, did you want to do
Sure.
a preamble or a
Just
thumbnail
quickly
sketch?
to let you know, we did send out the letters on December 30th, and the ads were placed in the Chronicle M Live on December 20th and January 3rd, so, and I think we got 3 actual letters of opposition, and that it was for 7 properties, and it came to about 2.57% of the properties for this particular mailing at this point.
Okay. Great. I do know that I met a couple on the way in. Would you like to begin with, did you want to address the commission?
No, I have nothing to say. I just wanted to
Okay, very, okay. Al, you filled out a form, if you want to come on up.
Alan Jagger, 8081 Holton Duck Lake Road. And congratulations, Ms. Moore. It's nice to see a lady on board.
Thank you.
So, that's a good thing. Now the city is going to buy the property now across the street from us. They will own one block. So now they won't even have to pay the tax because it will be a government-owned identity. So,
We'll pay.
well, who's forcing you? So I can finish. I'll finish it and then we can go over. But no one forces government to pay anything. They don't have to pay. They're exempt, so they will be able to get away with not paying this. The next thing is I would like to see to make sure that you guys put commercial in down there. You're forcing my land to have commercial on the bottom floor. That should be commercial.
That's the plan.
And so that should stick. But the thing is if someone on the line, they decide not to pay anymore, they can do this. I have to compete with this because my property, if someone were to move in there, they have to actually pay this tax. And your property won't have to pay the tax. So how do you compete? Why would a person want to come here and buy here when they know the people next door, they don't have to pay any taxes? The people on my property get to pay taxes. We're the lucky ones. You're already picking winners and losers. Who's paying the tax and who don't? I know you're saying you're going to pay, but there's no law saying you have to pay. It will be a government identity. And government is exempt. So you're picking winners and losers already. And just, I might as well finish out. I got another minute here. I would also like to see now to not start this until spring. And there's no sense in charging us for plowing snow this year. It's already over half of it. So we might as well skip it and just take the 10,000 from us to put your street lights up or turn whatever it is we're going to do. But there's no sense in plowing snow when we're already done. It doesn't make sense to take money from you for that. And I do have to admit, so you taking over that thing, my property would be a great place for a Dollar General once you guys put 100 apartments in. It just seems like to me, even though I completely disagree with what you guys did, I think that you probably, there might be more opportunities for my property at this time because of what you're doing. But still, I think this is a bad decision of picking winners and losers here because it is going to cost me $3,000 to plow all these people's lots. And I gain zero from it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Al.
Mr. Jagger, I just wanted to, is it 275 West Clay that you're representing? Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure I had the right one. Thank you.
Are there any other members of the public that would like to address this issue? If not, I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Move to close the public hearing.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner German, seconded by Commissioner Rinsma-Sabinga to close the public hearing. Any discussion? Roll call, please. I'm sorry?
I just want,
We're just closing the public hearing and then we'll go into regular discussion. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Rinsma-Sabinga?
Yes.
Commissioner Turnquist?
yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Mayor Galvin?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hood?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner German?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I'll now entertain a motion to approve the resolution. Commissioner Johnson?
I move to approve the resolution approving the confirmation of the special assessment roll and authorizing the mayor and clerk to sign. And in addition, if the special assessment is approved, to approve a $45,000 loan to the bid to cover initial expenses.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Johnson, seconded by the Vice Mayor, to approve the resolution approving the confirmation of the special assessment roll and authorize the mayor and clerk to sign. In addition, if the special assessment roll is approved, to also approve $45,000 loan to the bid to cover initial expenses. Commissioner Turnquist?
Yes, I've struggled with the special assessment issue from the beginning. But last night I heard from Mohammed that we are having a contract with a firm, and the money that's going for snow removal is for sidewalks only, not relieving any of responsibility. We're still responsible for the streets. This money will not be used for that, and you said that the contract is for sidewalks only.
I believe sidewalks, alleys, and parking lots,
But
among some other things.
But
That's
it keeps the
for-
pathways downtown open,
Correct.
and I think you even said that you're going to try to get the downtown area plowed earlier so that the firm that will be hired for the sidewalks and alleyways will be able to cut the pathways to the street at certain spots and accessible to the sidewalks. Is that correct?
I do say a lot of stuff on Monday that I don't remember on Tuesdays, but.
I
if
remember
you
that
say
part,
I-
and that
If you say I
sways
said
me.
it, then I said it.
That part sways me.
And the bid also goes for continued promotion
I
for
understand
downtown
that part,
businesses,
yeah,
as well as maintaining the streetscape that is put in and other events.
Used to be in merchandising, and if I were a merchant downtown, I'd want a lot of money spent on promoting the downtown area with different events and things happening. We used to have, if I may mention, Downtown Detroit Days in Detroit, Michigan, Gail Hudson Company, and they were very successful. And we need things like that to bring people downtown.
Absolutely. You hear that, Ellen?
I'm excited.
Very good. Anything else, Commissioner German?
Okay. Yeah, I kind of struggle with this one also because for creating the district, I did vote against that. And I'm always opposed of raising any type of taxes or assessment. As I understand, this would be pretty much a one-year commitment agreement for this.
It'll go for a year.
Right, and then
And
we'll revisit
to
this
be,
again.
to be evaluated by the board and people within the district.
Okay, and listening to Ms. Kathy Brubaker, when she stated the letters that were sent out on December the 30th, and it was about, what, 7 that opposed the assessment? Is that?
7 properties, I think there were 3 actual
Okay.
property owners.
Okay, and that's not a lot, and I think I can be open to voting in favor of this, just to see how, this would reflect the downtown, and like Commissioner Turnquist stated from his experience with merchandising and advertising, how that could actually enhance the downtown. So at this time, I am in favor of voting in favor for this also.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Rinsma-Sabing, go.
Just to clear up, the 7% that Commissioner German meant, or whatever, the number, that's in addition to the previous opposition, right? Because you're saying
Correct.
that more cards were received, but those were
Yeah, the
added
act-
to other ones.
Correct. The actual number from just this mailing was 2.57, and I think legally, we're just looking at this one.
Oh, I
But if
see.
you wanted to think about the last one as well, if you added the two together, formerly it was about 24.57%, and if you added the opposition today, that would come out to
25.5326.
There you go. So it didn't make much difference.
I did that in my head.
And that did include the one that you just heard from. They were in the form, included as opposed the last time. So,
Mr. Bolin? Is that what you mean? Or
the-
Mr. Jagger?
Mr. Jagger,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So that was in that original.
I thought it was just important to clarify. I mean, I think it's not true that 2% or whatever oppose. It's about 25%.
Right.
So, just so that everyone's clear, we're aware of that level of opposition. I guess we've gone through this for quite a while, a number of years, and even just on this specific bid proposal, it's taken quite a while to get to this point of this, spreading the role and now approving it. I think it's a good idea, and I think that the shared services will benefit the downtown area. The infrastructure services, the plowing and landscaping, but then the marketing and events as well. So I'm definitely in favor of it, and I think that that's an acceptable level. I understand people don't always agree on how to participate in a group thing and move the downtown forward, but I think that generally there's a lot of property owners, and I think the commission is on board with this, so I think it's a great step forward.
Thank you.
One other question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The contract that, with H&H, is there anyone in the audience from that company? Because we had some questions yesterday about will they have the manpower to maintain those services?
No,
Okay. I just kind of would like to hear
Dave, we're
something
still
from
going to
them. Yeah.
follow up with them,
Yeah.
get that clarified and hammer that out. Okay. If there are any other individuals in the audience tonight with a property interest within the bid district, that was redundant, within the district, and you have not taken the opportunity to mail in your card or respond that way, please see our planning director, Catherine Brubaker Clark, so that you can get your name and the address so you preserve your right. No?
Not once you close the hearing.
Okay. Oh, that's it.
It's done.
That's it.
It's done.
Never mind. I just got corrected by my attorney, and that's why he's sitting here. Right, okay. So, anything else? Commissioner Warren?
I just wanted to clarify with some of the points that the gentleman raised. The city will be paying on the property we just acquired. We discussed that a little bit last night. And that we also do plan to put in commercial. So just highlighting, we're not trying to set up a winners versus losers. I mean that we are trying to have a fair playing field, and that we would hold ourselves to the same standards as we're holding everybody else.
Right. And as we putting in our contribution to reflect the fact of our holdings with the farmers market and other properties as well.
Even here.
And here. Commissioner Johnson?
I would just note too, to expound on that, that we're actually going to be contributing the largest portion to the bid, 4 times the maximum that we're going to be charging any individual property owner. So we're going to be accounting for 10% of the overall expenditures for the bid. I'm excited to see this bid be created, get off the ground. I look forward to what's going to be coming from it, both with snow and ice removal downtown. That's going to be something that I'm very happy about.
Do you work downtown?
I do work downtown,
Okay.
so I'm be happy with that. And I'm excited for it to make our downtown more inviting and welcoming to patrons in the wintertime. I think we will see greater commerce as a result of this. We have a little bit of hiccup right now in terms of the contract and making sure, so it may not be perfect this winter or even close to it, but we're going to improve on it. And that's one thing I do like about this 1 year. At first I had some reservations because I was like, oh, we're going to have to come back at this end of this year and do this assessment all over again. So I was a little leery of the 1 year time frame, but I think it is appropriate. I understand some of the concerns and reservations of the business owners downtown, and I encourage those that have been skeptics of this bid and have opposed it to work with the bid board. The bid board will be meeting regularly. There are good folks on the bid board, and they are very open to input from other business owners, and they really want you to be engaged. So if you are a skeptic, if you are an opponent, please get involved with that bid. Let them know your feelings, and also consider serving on the bid board as well. We have 9 members on the bid rotating, so think about that in ways that you can contribute to that and guide how the bid conducts itself going forward, because it's going to be evolving. So I'm excited to have this downtown, and I think it's going to be beneficial to our downtown, our city core, and our business owners. So thank you.
You're welcome. And if we're lucky, maybe we'll get an early winter next year, beginning in October, so we can really prove this. Isn't that right, David? Any other comments or questions, commissioners? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Turnquist?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Mayor Gallren?
Yes?
Vice Mayor Hood?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner German?
Yes.
Commissioner Rinsama-Sibiga?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Is there any other new business to bring before the body, commissioners? If not, this would be the time for public participation. Members of the public are more than welcome to address the commission on any topic. Each individual, as I had mentioned before during the public hearing, is allotted 3 minutes. And we do have a request from Mr. Michael Stone. Mr. Stone, if you'd like to come forward, we would just need your name and your address, and you have 3 minutes to address your topic. You may not get an immediate answer right now, but we'll be able to follow up and hammer one out for you.
Thank you. My name is Mike Stone. My address is 3259 Thompson Avenue in the city of Muskegon. What I'd like to talk about now is the fact that we close Pier Marquette Park every night at 11 and don't open it again until, what, 5 a.m.? Maybe 6 a.m.? And of course, that's our most valued asset here. I love to talk about downtown, the rest of the city. I love this entire city. I've lived here my whole life. But the magic really is happening at Lake Michigan. You can see that on social media, and it's evident in the chaos with the traffic. People are driving like crazy just to snap a pic, just so they can put it on Facebook. Well, I can tell you from living there my whole life that seeing the moon set on Lake Michigan while the park is closed is just as magical and special and spiritual as watching a sunset while it's open. I encourage the city to consider opening it 24 hours a day, providing more police. I'm sure all the rest of us residents down there would welcome that. I'm sure the expenditure would be justified with the rest of our city, the businesses selling gas and whatever to the people who can come that much more often to the park if it's open 24 hours. That being said, while you are considering this, I would like you to also recognize that I believe I have a religious exemption to the fact the park is closed because I consider right across the street from the corner of Beach Street and Wilcox, the shore, to be my church. That is where I feel I can pray most effectively and express my spiritual rights. So with that said, thank you for your time, and you're all invited to my wedding reception for doing such a good job, running such a great city. That'll be March 12th at Hager's Hideaway.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
And I'll follow up with you on that other topic.
Oh, thank you for
Okay?
that too.
All right, thank you. Are there any other members of the public that would like to address the commission? If not, Vice Mayor, take us home.
I move to adjourn.
Support.
It has been moved by the Vice Mayor, supported by Commissioner Muskegon, tied with Commissioner Johnson, to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? No? Okay, bye.
He played me last night during no questions. Wasn't that a question for you? I almost had a question for you.